The NFL has been filled with many great running backs over the past few seasons. There have been big bruisers like Derrick Henry, or smaller, more elusive backs like Alvin Kamara or Christian McCaffrey. But today, we will be looking at the top 5 running backs from each of the past 5 draft classes. As always, if you guys are new, be sure to hit that subscribe button, share this with a friend, and turn on the bell notification so you never miss another upload. But without further ado, let's get right into the 2016 draft class. In the 2016 draft, there were 2 big names at running back that caught all the attention: Ohio State's Ezekiel Elliott and Alabama's Derrick Henry. Although Ezekiel Elliott had a dominant career prior to the season, I'm going to go with Derrick Henry on this one. Henry's dominance over the past 2 seasons speak for itself. Henry went to Yulee High School in Florida, where he was a 3-sport star in basketball, football, and track. As a freshman, he rushed for 2,465 yards and 26 touchdowns. After his incredible high school career, Henry committed to the University of Alabama. At Alabama, Derrick Henry broke many rushing records, including the most rushing yards in a single season by a running back. As a sophomore, he won the Heisman Trophy. Among other things, he led the Crimson Tide to a national championship over Clemson in 2016. Henry then declared for the 2016 NFL Draft, where the Tennessee Titans selected him with the 45th pick in the second round. He started off the season backing up Titans running back DeMarco Murray, which did limit his carries to only 110. He only had 490 rushing yards with only 5 rushing touchdowns that season. Even after DeMarco Murray left the Titans, Henry was still considered a bust. He had a few more lackluster seasons with the Titans, but that all changed in 2019. In 2019, Derrick Henry showed his worth. That season, Derrick Henry rushed 303 times for 1,540 yards and 16 touchdowns, all of which were league highs. These impressive numbers put Henry in the Offensive Player of the Year discussion, although he was beat out by Michael Thomas of the Saints. This season, Henry is having a much more impressive year, which is saying something. This season, he has 1,777 yards for 15 touchdowns, which are both league highs. This season, Henry is not only in the discussion for Offensive Player of the Year, but he is also in the MVP discussion. The 2017 running back draft class was one of the best and most impressive classes in the history of the NFL. The class includes 7 former or current Pro Bowlers at the running back position. The former and current Pro Bowlers include Leonard Fournette, Christian McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook, Alvin Kamara, Kareem Hunt, James Conner, and Aaron Jones. This running back class is so stacked that I had to give some honorable mentions. I'm going to give 3 honorable mentions. Our first honorable mention is Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook has broken out throughout the last 2 seasons. Similar to Derrick Henry, many people thought he was a bust in his first 2 seasons, but he has broken out in the past 2. This season, Cook leads the league in rushes of over 10 yards, and is currently second in rushing yards behind Derrick Henry. He also leads all running backs in first downs gained. Our second honorable mention is Alvin Kamara. Kamara is currently 3rd in the league in scrimmage yards and leads the league in yards after the catch. He also had a 6 touchdown performance on Christmas Day, which is tied for an NFL record. Our third and final honorable mention is Aaron Jones. In 2019, Jones led the league in all-purpose touchdowns with 19 and helped the Packers go 13-3. This season, he has impressed once again. He is currently 10th in the league in scrimmage yards. Again, he is hoping to lead the Packers to a 13-3 season, along with Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams. And finally, our nominee for the 2017 draft class is Christian McCaffrey. McCaffrey has impressed ever since he entered the league in 2017. He went to Valor Christian's High School in Colorado and played at the University of Stanford. At Stanford in 2015, he was named AP College Football Player of the Year and was a finalist for the Heisman Trophy. He was selected 8th overall by the Carolina Panthers in the 2017 draft. As a rookie, he didn't stack up the rushing numbers, but he did stack up the receiving numbers. He had 80 receptions for 651 yards and 5 receiving touchdowns. In 2018, he was 3rd in the league in scrimmage yards, but in 2019, he was 1st in the league in scrimmage yards. He rushed for 1,387 yards, along with 1,005 receiving yards, and a total of 19 touchdowns. He was also a nominee for Offensive Player of the Year that season. I think we can all agree that the 2018 draft class was filled with a lot of running backs, but one stands above the rest: Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley went to Whitewall High School in Pennsylvania and attended Penn State University. At his time with Penn State, he set multiple school records, including most touchdowns in a career, most yards by a freshman, most rushing yards by a sophomore, most total yards in a single game, and the first player to score a return and passing touchdown in the same game. He was selected number 2 overall by the Giants in the 2018 draft. In his rookie season, he was 2nd in the league in rushing yards and 1st in the league in scrimmage yards. He also scored a combined 15 touchdowns that season. All of these amazing achievements earned him the Offensive Rookie of the Year award. In 2019, Saquon still performed despite injury. He rushed for 1,003 yards, along with 6 rushing touchdowns. He also caught 52 catches for 438 yards. Although this season, Saquon Barkley tore his ACL in only his 2nd game. Moving on to the 2019 running back draft class. This was really between 3 players: David Montgomery, Josh Jacobs, and Miles Sanders. Don't get me wrong, David Montgomery and Miles Sanders are both excellent players, but Josh Jacobs is the best scheme fit, and I see him having the best future. Jacobs attended McLean High School of Science and Technology in Tulsa, Oklahoma. After Jacobs' high school career, he committed to the University of Alabama. Now, you might look at his stats and say, well, why did he get drafted so high? It was mainly because 1, he was injured a lot, and 2, he was splitting carries with Damian Harris. The Oakland Raiders selected Jacobs with the 24th overall pick in the 2019 draft. In Jacobs' rookie season, he rushed for 1,150 yards and 7 touchdowns, which were both league highs for rookies. Even with Jacobs' stellar play, the Raiders fell to 7-9 because of poor defensive play and inconsistent offense later in the season. This season, Jacob hasn't missed a beat. Although his yards per carry aren't as high as they were in his rookie season, he is on pace for another 1,000-yard season. His career will be watched with great interest, and he will be the Raiders' running back of the future. The 2020 running back class is an interesting one. None of the players really broke out except for one, and that one player went undrafted, and that one player is James Robinson. Before we go into Robinson's career, I must say that he single-handedly saved my fantasy team, because I drafted Ezekiel Elliott with my first pick. But all jokes aside, Robinson has had an excellent rookie year in the NFL. He attended Rockford Lutheran Academy in Illinois, and later went to Illinois State for college. At Illinois State, he had 4,444 rushing yards, 44 rushing touchdowns, 5,218 all-purpose yards, and 46 total touchdowns. Although after his college career, he went undrafted and later signed with the Jacksonville Jaguars. After Leonard Fournette was cut, many thought Robinson would have a big role. And he didn't have a big role, he had a huge role. He has been the one bright spot on the horrible Jacksonville Jaguars, who are on pace to go 1-15 this season and have already secured the number 1 pick. Robinson rushed 240 times for 1,070 yards for 7 rushing touchdowns. He also had 49 receptions for 344 yards and another 3 touchdowns. He leads all rookies in all of those categories. Robinson will hopefully improve next season after an improved offense in the draft and in free agency. The Jaguars' O-line is just atrocious, and the fact that James Robinson could produce such numbers is incredible. Anyways guys, that's going to be the video. If you did enjoy, again, please hit the like button, subscribe, turn on my notifications. It really helps me out. I'll see you guys next time.